Doing a PM procedures on the Siemens 7000 monitor, and before we actually begin the PM procedure we want to make sure that the monitor has the correct software in it. And to do that you can go into the menu and you want to go to Biomed. Showing right now that we're running on this version of software, which is the VF8-W, so that's the correct software that we're running at this time. And we're already connected up with all the simulators, so first we'll just turn the simulator on to get rid of our alarms, so we won't be listening to those. And the simulator's set up so that you can press pre-programmed numbers, and it'll give you what you need for the PM. Like number 1 will give you 80 beats per minute and give you ECG waveforms. And so now we can begin. And first though we would be checking the housing and everything for cracks and condition, cables and leads. And then also the battery we would be testing during the PM. So we'd unplug it, and it has to run for 30 minutes on battery power to check the capacity of it. Or they change it every 2 years for PM. And first we'll start with the invasive blood pressure test. So we would select number 7 on the simulator, and that gives us, it zeroes the simulator, so now we need to zero the monitor to the blood pressure settings. And now the monitor is zeroed and the offsets are set. And then we would go to number 9 on the simulator. And that'll give us our arterial pressure of 80. It sets it for 80, and the PA pressure should be 50. The limit for the arterial pressure is plus or minus 5 millimeters of mercury, and so is the PA pressure, so we're within limits on those two. Then we go to the arterial. The simulator sets up 120 over 80. So then we have 121 over 83, that's within limits. That's also 5 millimeters plus or minus. And then we're going to want to check for the PA, so it looks like it's already actually set. The simulator, it's supposed to be 25 over 10, and that one's right on the money. And then that's it for the invasive blood pressure testing. And then if those weren't right, you'd go into the Biomed menu and recalibrate it. And then for the non-invasive blood pressure test, we'll be using this simulator, and we want to set it for 120 over 80, and then just start the process. And now we're back after our break, and we have our cuff reading came in at 120 over 82 for the non-invasive blood pressure test, and we're allowed plus or minus 13 millimeters of mercury, so we're well within that. And then since it's a PM, we would also set the simulator to 190 over 120, but we're not going to do that because of time. So that's all we'll do on the non-invasive test right now. And then we want to test for temperature. Got a simulator back here for that, and right now it's set at 40, which is right on the money, and we want to check for alarms, so we go down to 30. Now we're back because the alarms weren't set right. They were had to change the upper and lower limits for the temp alarm to go off, because they can be changed with whatever the nurses or doctors want it set for. So we have it set now so that 40, the alarm is off, and go to 30 degrees Celsius, and you get your alarm because it'll come on at 34. And then go up to 50 for our high limit, which at 46.2 it'll come on, and 49.9 it's on. And also our limit for the temperature is plus or minus 1 degree Celsius, so we're within limits on that also for the upper and lower. And now we're going to check for the beats per minute, and our simulator set 80, we're reading 79, so that's within limits. We're allowed 78 to 82 beats per minute.